everyone, welcome to the 5SH with Sid. We are going to walk through the 5 sporting highlights of the week in this series in a very compressed form, as efficient as the Pied Piper. Those who have watched the Silicon Valley series will get the reference. Those who haven't, I strongly recommend you should watch. Okay, so let's go to our number 1 sporting highlight of the week. I'm going to talk about the Winter Olympics 2022, which is going to take place in Beijing from February 4th to February 20th, coming very soon. Muhammad Arif Khan, a true inspiration. He is the sole representative flag bearer for India in the upcoming Winter Olympics. Coming from a country like India, where winter sports such as skiing is not very common, or not at all common, I should say. And he also hails from a state, Kashmir in India. So defying all odds, he is a true role model for all sports person around the globe. And we all are really proud of him. He's 31 years of age, already represented India in more than 125 sporting international events all across the globe. He started skiing when he was at the age of 4, and he took up professional skiing at the age of 18. So he will represent India in the field of alpine skiing. And over the years, he has done the whole country really proud, and we will cheer for him. So before I go on to the number 2, let's have a look at brief history trivia, which I really like, of the Winter Olympics. We all know about the Summer Olympics, which is the most popular with the most sporting disciplines, but Winter Olympics was also a part from 1924. And it used to take place in the same year as the Summer Olympics till the 1960s, when they decided to do it 2 years apart. For example, this year, 2022 is going to hold the Winter Olympics, and 2020 was supposed to hold the summer. Of course, it also takes place every 4 years. So the next one will be on 2026. Again, it is happening within a year, you would say, because of the COVID situation, because the Tokyo 2020 took place in 21. But that's a different case altogether. In Winter Olympics, which sports? Ice hockey, snowboarding, skating, and all these winter sports always take place there. And within the Winter Olympics, in the history of the event, the country which has been most successful overall as well as in the last Olympics is Norway. And after Norway, United States do well. Previously, Soviet Union used to do well. Germany, Canada, Russia currently. So all these countries do really well. But the most successful is Norway. So that's a trivia for all of you. Now, let's move on to number 2. Let's talk about the Australian Open. Yes, it's going on in the full swing. It's the first Grand Slam event for the tennis of the year. And it has been no shortage of action in the 1 week which has gone by. Because there are 2 weeks, as we all know, we are heading into the second week with the round of 16, quarterfinals, semis, and finals. And within this week, we have seen a lot of action. With the match of the week definitely is going to be Alcaraz versus Berrettini. Berrettini did use his experience and came out triumph, but watch out for Alcaraz, that Spanish teen sensation, 18-year-old. He is the future superstar of tennis. Other than that, Medvedev had his own issues with the crowd, and especially against the match against Kyrgios, but he's looking good. Zverev is looking good, and most importantly, Nadal is looking good. So Nadal, Zverev, they are on the other side, and on the other half of the spectrum, and then Medvedev is with Tsitsipas and others in this half of the section. Let's see. It's going to be a very interesting upcoming week. The Australian Open started with a lot of drama with the current number 1, 9-time champion, 3-time defending champion, 20-time Grand Slam all-time champion, tied with Federer and Nadal. Yes, we all know we're talking about Novak Djokovic, who was finally deported after a long legal struggle, and he was not allowed to take part. I'm not going to go and discuss it in length in this video, but I'll just say with my personal opinion, with one sentence, that a role model, an icon which people look up to, like Novak Djokovic, in my opinion, I know I need to study a lot about it to really understand what went through his mind on not taking the vaccine, but at all of my own thinking, I would say that he should have taken the vaccine, and he should have even promoted vaccine, being such a role model and influential person throughout the world, and promoted COVID appropriate behavior. So that's my opinion on this. And then let's see what happens in the women's. Raducanu, the winner of the last US Open, she got she lost. which is a little bit of a surprise. But then in women's, all the Grand Slams, you never know. There is always a surprise, and let's see who wins the women's singles event as well. Let's move on to number 3. I'm going to talk about cricket. First of all, Under 19 World Cup cricket is going on in full swing in the Caribbean. And we now know our 8 quarterfinalists. We have India versus Bangladesh, the last Under 19 World Cup finalists playing in the quarterfinal this time. Then we have Australia versus Pakistan. We have Sri Lanka versus Afghanistan. And and we have another quarterfinal. So basically all the 4 major, England versus South Africa. Major quarterfinals are all set. The final is on 5th of February. Let's see who wins it this time. Just remember that all-time winners list, India has won it 4 times. Australia has won it 3 times. Defending champions are Bangladesh. So let's see what happens this year. One important fact or trivia is New Zealand pulled out of the Under 19 World Cup before the current, citing the COVID restrictions and the quarantine when they come back. So that was something unexpected, or rather say very surprising. I mean, given the current situations, these kind of things are happening in sports all around the world. Other than that, there are lots of series going on. Lots of issues with the Indian national, the senior cricket team with their after losing the test series in South Africa. They also lost the 2 one-day series. Losing is one part, but they really looked flat with all the off-field things going on with Kohli and BCCI and the captaincy decisions. I sincerely hope that that does not affect the team a lot. And this mini crisis Indian cricket is going through, they come out trump, and there is no dearth of talent and there is no dearth of hunger as well. So that's about that. And other than that, I think IPL, there are a lot of leagues going on. Big Bash is going towards its end game, as you can say, because Perth Scorchers have reached the finals and Sydney Sixers is awaiting the result of another match. So let's see who wins the Big Bash. Bangladesh Premier League has started. Not only that, we also have the IPL news, a lot of them coming up. Tata got the sponsorship, and after that, we know that Lucknow and Ahmedabad, the 2 new teams that will be joining, they picked their 3 picks, with Ahmedabad having Hardik Pandya as captain, Rashid Khan and Shubman Gill, with Lucknow going for KL Rahul as captain, Marcus Stoinis and Ravi Bishnoi. And other than that, there will be a mega auction which will take place February 12th, 13th, around that time, with more than 1,200 players giving their names, more than 300 foreigners giving their names for the mega auction, with some notable omissions being Ben Stokes, Jofra Archer, Mitchell Starc, Joe Root, and even recently Sam Curran has pulled out of the auction. So these are some notable omissions. Let's see. The auction is going to be very exciting. They are planning to start the tournament from late March 27th or something. Once the update comes, I'll let you guys know. So basically, this will be a very long IPL because 10 teams and promises to be a very exciting one. They're planning to have it in India because most franchises want it. So that's all about the cricket thing. Number 4, I'll talk about football. And no, I'm not talking about Manchester United going in the top 4 for the Champions League spot for the moment in the Barclays Premier League, or not. I'm going to talk about Barcelona moving out of top 5 in the La Liga table, or Kerala Blasters or Jamshedpur and it's very, very close ISL. I'm going to talk about the AFC football, women's football Asian Cup, which is going on. India, known as Blue Tigresses, are doing well. Their first match with Iran was a draw. They had created a lot of chances. The event, mind you, is taking place in India. In our group, there are total 12 teams. In our group, we have Chinese Taipei and China in the next 2 games. And if we manage to do well against Chinese Taipei, at least we'll move on to the next round. So we'll cheer for the Blue Tigresses. Now let's go on to the number 5, which is badminton. So we had the Indian Open, which is the BWF 500 series last Sunday, and Lakshya Sen, again, just like Alcaraz I mentioned in tennis, Lakshya Sen is the upcoming superstar. We all as Indians should be proud that he's doing really well. He defeated the current reigning world champion in the finals of that Indian Open and won the Indian Open. Chirag Sethi and Satwik Sairaj, they are doing amazing in the doubles event. They won the Indian Open tournament as well. Sindhu did lost in the semi-finals, but we all know what a great champion she is, with already 2 Olympic medals and all the accolades she has with world championship title and all. So yes, badminton is looking very good. Srikanth, few months ago, he got the silver in the world championship, and the male lot, which showed a lot of promise, they are coming back. So exciting signs for Indian badminton going forward. A lot of amazing Thailand players in the women's and men's are doing well on the stage. So a lot of young crop of badminton players are coming up. Settlers are looking really nice, and this augurs really well for the future. So that was the top 5 sporting highlights of the week with me. I'm sure you must have enjoyed it, and please do feel free to let me know in comments what you think about this show, this special series, which I'm going to do every week. And like, share, comment, keep supporting me. Thank you.